What's going on YouTube? I'm D Meadows. Welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to go over 5 things that you can do to get yourself on the right path if you find yourself struggling with your depression or your drug addiction, because a lot of times those things go hand in hand, right? Oftentimes people that are depressed, they end up, self-medicating, and that leads down a spiral to addiction and so on and so forth. But the first thing I would say you need to do is get real with yourself. It's not that you don't know that you're an addict, but a lot of times, you've been living that life for so long that it never really seems as bad as it is, right? Because you're just so used to living your life down that course that it's just, as long as you're not in jail and you're not dead yet, that, things really aren't that bad. So you really got to just get real with yourself and say, okay, I have a problem and this needs to change. Number 2 is do it for you. When you're struggling with addiction, and like I had in my life and also like my sisters, they went down that path of going into rehab and doing things like that, but then they'd come out, like we all know, you get your tune-up, you come out, and then within like a day or two or that very day, you're doing drugs again, and now that was for nothing, and we call it like the tune-up, because you can't do it for all the wrong reasons. If you're doing it because your mother or your father, or because you just want to do it for somebody else because maybe they're providing you with a place to live right now and they say no drugs in here, so you go into rehab, you're gonna fail. I'll just tell you that right now. Where there's a will, there's a way. And that I found for myself was the number one thing. You can't try to fix your drug addiction for anybody else and for any other reason other than that you want to. That's it. Just because you're tired of living like this, you just don't want to do it anymore. So that, I would say, would be in there with number 1 and number 2. Number 3, I would say, is to make a plan. Making a plan, can just be simple. Just simple. Make a plan, meaning, okay, this is what my life was and this is what I want it to be. And don't worry about how it's gonna get there. Just know and trust that it will. As long as you did number 1 and number 2, wanting it for yourself. Number 3, make a plan. Just even a simple plan. What is your plan for the next year? Or something like that. And just put, I want to be sober in the next year, or have a different job. I just want to feel like a normal person. Things like that, right? Just make a plan. Just make a plan. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just trust that you will get there. I would say number 4 would be make a move. And whether that means physically relocating yourself from your current environment, or making a move as far as moving away from negative people and negative environments. A lot of the times, you're in your addiction, it goes on for years and years, you find yourself in the same environment with the same faces, the same people, right? So you got to remove yourself from those people and those environments. And I say this as somebody who knows firsthand, it may be able to be done without that, but it's going to be very difficult, because all those things that come up, they're going to be triggers for you. The same people, the same environments, going through that same routine, because most of the times addiction, after a while, it's not even really about getting high anymore. It's almost just keeping yourself well, not feeling sick, and it's really just what you're accustomed to, like anything else. And that you got to trust moving forward. Just as you got accustomed to that lifestyle, you will get accustomed to a new lifestyle and new faces and places and things like that. So yeah, definitely make a move. And if that means actually packing up your shit and leaving state, if you can, if that's possible, then do that. That's what I did. I had to move 1,200 miles away, and by the grace of God and the help of my cousin, I just went there and lived with her, somebody who I hadn't seen or been with for years of my life, and knew it was going to be a long, lonely road, but I knew it would be better than the road I was on at that point. So make a move, move away from toxic environments, people, change your scenery if you have to. And then number 5, I think, would just be trust the process. Okay? It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's really not. In this video, I'm just trying not to make, all long and drawn out, but I will come back and do like a follow-up video, maybe go more in depth about these points, because it's really hard for just, something, a category to just sum up and crunch into like an 8-minute video. But trust the process. You know, don't get so fixated and get yourself down and into a further depression of saying, well, how am I going to be clean, you know, for a week straight when I've been doing drugs for so long? You know, how am I going to just pack up and move? And don't flood your brain with all those things. Just know that if you did steps 1 through 3 to 4, that this will work out. If you've made those changes and done those things, you got real with yourself, you made a plan, you know, you put it into action, you actually made a move, you know, now you just got to trust the process. And in trusting that process, it's whatever works for you, you know. Now, say you moved away, you have new places and faces. If you need to find some substance abuse or for your depression, go to some therapy, because that's what I felt helped for me. If you want to go to a substance abuse doctor, or if you just want to go to a psychiatrist, but definitely, you know, seek out that option if it is possible for you, because it will be a help. You know, that I think goes along with just trusting the process. You know, whatever comes up and helping you get to that better place in your life, just trust it. You know, and the good thing nowadays is there's not that stigma like there was years ago about seeing a doctor. Oh, you go to a psychiatrist, you're going to the loony bin, or you're crazy. It's not like that anymore. Medication is there to help people, really. You know, it will help you. You know, just trust the process and you will get there. And know that in the process, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. But if you do these things and you get to that point, start trusting the process, you'll find that little by little your life will come back to you. As long as you leave all that other garbage and people and toxic shit aside, it will get better. But like I said, I will come back in more videos. We'll go more in depth with this. I really want to know how people have, you know, maybe struggled with their addiction or depression, or how they've gotten out of it and how their lives are different now. It doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. You don't have to hear all just like the nightmare stories. I want to hear the good things too. You know, people that have risen up out of their addiction and did a 180 and now their life is on a different course and a different path. Those things I like to hear about as well. But those are definitely 5 things that you can do to start yourself on a path being drug-free and helping out with your depression. For now, I'm D Meadows. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching. If you can, hit the like button, subscribe. The more viewers we get, more people we can help. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.